Fallen Angel is the first. Gotta love it. Since you're the first, does this sound okay? Fallen Angel, can you hear this okay? Amy, how you doing? Can everybody hear my voice okay? The Bruising, hi, how are you? Hi, Fallen Angel. Rodney, welcome. Hello, Brian. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, Olivia, welcome. You sure did. No, I didn't, Fallen Angel. Olivia, thanks for the 50. What's going on in Maryland? Actually, you know what? Text it to me. Hello, everybody. Welcome tonight to Definitive Talk. If you ever had a show, like you had to pick one of the episodes that you would most want to go to, if you couldn't go to any of the other ones, yeah, tonight would definitely be the night. So you saw in the opening, we have two guests tonight, one of which is Richard Baker. He'll be coming on first, and Richard is an author, world-renowned author. He's also a life coach, motivational speaker, and he's got a lot to offer, especially for a lot of the people that I've talked to that are going through problems. This is somebody that's got a lot of knowledge. And then after he's done, around 6 p.m., you're going to have Adam Thomas Heap coming on. He's a partner on this platform, as well as a singer-songwriter and an influencer. So this is going to be a very good night. Let's see. Everybody that's here, thank you so very much for coming tonight. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly, my assistant in the audience, thank you so very much. Hopefully you got your emails today. Let's see who else is here, because I did have to step away for a second. Fallen Angel, Gareth. How you doing, Gareth? You got Bethany. We've got Rodney, Olivia, Amy. Yeah, we've got a lot of people in here. So, just to give you a little background on the first person, Richard reached out to me probably about a week, maybe a week and a half ago, and he used to be broadcasting on Facebook, and it just wasn't, I guess, the right group of people. So he reached out to me, as well as another broadcaster, and thought that coming on here might do some good, help him out, as well as helping everybody else out. He's dealt with people with depression, anxiety, suicide. So there is the flip side of him. He does, all the great things of motivating people, helping them to realize their potential, and he also does the not so fun side too. So, excuse me. So hopefully you guys will have some questions for him. He's been texting me left and right, so I know that he's excited about it, as well as I am. And also for the second half of the show with Adam, to be honest, I did not know who Adam was. Some people came and told me about him, so I don't get around the platform enough to actually listen to broadcasts. There's maybe one or two that I go to besides doing my own, because I'm so busy. But I made the time to go over there, and I just could not believe that he was singing the way he was singing. He's 19 years old, and already has done music videos, is working on getting music out. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a good show. He will be also performing for us. I believe it's going to be 4 songs, he said to me. 4 songs. So it's going to be really good. Adam is amazing. Brian, do you follow Adam? Okay. You do. Yeah, there was just a lot. Yeah, Fallen Angel. Fallen Angel was one of the people that told me about Adam, and I was most certainly interested in going and finding out. Okay, let me see. I got a message. Richard, if you're in the audience, could you go up into the guest queue or type something in the chat, and I'll pull you in that way? Oh, Richard. And Richard is new to this platform, so Let me just help him out here for 1 second. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Jack might stop. No promises. Got it. Oh, there you are. Okay. Let's pull you on in. And we'll get going. Richard, if you can hear me, just hit the accept. There we go. Hello. I cannot hear you.
How about now?
Now I can, yes.
That's a whole.
I
have a real hard time hearing you, so I'm using phone as my little microphone. So.
Let me see if I can raise you up on my end. Guys, can you hear Richard okay? Turn mine up a bit? Okay, hold on. So, Richard, thank you so very much for being here. I'm really happy that you were able to make it this week, because I know this is actually, and Kelly can tell you, there's always something that goes wrong, but so far it's been good, so I'm glad that you're actually here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. So, can you tell all of us a little bit about yourself and why you're actually here?
Well, I'm a success mentor. I ensure success in people, and they can see their value as a person and just how far they've come and where they can go if they set their mind to it. And the reason I did that is because I found I'm good at it, and I've been through an awful lot of stuff myself. So, all my knowledge isn't just book knowledge. I'm not some therapist, just actually lived it. I've been through the crap, and I've learned how to get out myself.
Okay, all right. How long have you been broadcasting?
Come again?
How long have you been broadcasting?
Oh, geez. I've been on Facebook for several years, but I'm just now starting to branch out into other avenues. But I've been on Facebook for probably close to 5 years doing live broadcasts.
Okay. So, I did a little bit of investigating, and if you don't mind, can you tell us about the 2 times in your life that you had well, I would think is life-changing. But the first one was about when you were pronounced dead twice.
Yeah, I was actually serving in the military, and I got blown up with an IED, and they didn't think I was going to make it, and I was pronounced dead at that time. But they revived me, obviously, and at the same time I had an appendectomy, and the anesthetician gave me too much juice, for a better term, and I was pronounced clinically dead at that time as well.
Wow. And, with that obviously I would think is life-changing. How does that impact your life for someone that has experienced it? Because I don't know what that feeling is. But how did it impact your life for today?
Well, it was kind of a kick in the pants that, your life could be over at any moment, and you have to live it to the fullest every single day of your life. And, I'm kind of stubborn, so it took me twice to really learn that lesson. But I did. And I always remember those times as, this could be over at any time.
And they also gave you bad information or bad news. Again, they told you that you would never walk again.
Yeah, I've been told that several times. Again, from my injury in the military, I've also had some pretty severe injuries. I've been a martial artist my whole life. So I've been told several times that, either I'm do not walk as of this day, or, a couple of years from now, you're going to be in a wheelchair. And I've been told that for probably the last 10 years of my life or better. And I'm still kicking. So.
Now, besides being a life coach, a motivational speaker, an author, is there something that you do on the side besides that?
Well, like I said, I've been a martial artist my whole life, so I do still practice that. I'm a lover of music and going out into nature and stuff, and my fiance and I, we love waterfalls, so we go out and try to find as many of those as we can, and we do that all the time. So if I'm helping people, I'm out helping myself really get refreshed and see some beauty in life.
Okay. And being an author, what started you writing books?
I've always been a guy, and for some reason, I originally started out writing fiction, and I published a book or two there. But really, my passion is helping people. And like the last book I just wrote, Plus One, you can find that on Amazon. I wrote that in a matter of 3 days, because when the inspiration hits me, I just bang it out. I get it done as fast as I can.
That's amazing. I did see that book on Amazon. I did see that.
You should get it. It's really life-changing. Everybody knows how life-empowering, life-changing.
Oh, no, okay, I thought you froze. Okay, so obviously you're very determined, you're very motivated, probably more than I am. And all the things that went wrong, like you said, it just didn't hold you down. If you could talk to some of the people, and not that they're in the audience, but if they are listening, because this is also being broadcast on YouTube. So if there's someone that's going through maybe depression, anxiety, contemplating suicide, or maybe has attempted and hadn't succeeded, what would you say to these people?
Well, first of all, I would say to them, get yourself a mentor you can really trust, and understand that where we're at right now is not, we can make a conscious decision right now just for the better. And it doesn't have to be huge life transformation second. We can make little steps using even little steps. And anything that we set our mind to, anything that we demand for ourselves in our life can easily be achieved. And it will be if people can take the steps.
And
I was diagnosed years ago with major depression, and I was on all kinds of medications and such. And it got to a point in my life where I was just like, enough of this. I'm tired of feeling down. I'm tired of feeling like there's no hope. I created hope for myself. I said, I will not live this way anymore. I made conscious my mindset.
And when at the beginning of the show, I wanted to wait till now. As a mentor or a life coach, what is that exactly for people that have not heard of that before?
Essentially what it is I meet with my clients. I offer a free introductory discovery call, as we call it, and we identify some big goals in your life. For most people, it's better relationships, better career, whatever it may be. And then what I do for you is I create a step-by-step way for you to achieve those goals. Give all the advice we want all day long, and it could be the world's greatest advice. But without somebody to hold you and keep checking up on you, most people have their own goals. They need somebody to help them through.
And if they contact you, I'm going to give out your email I think that would be the easiest to do.
Okay.
For people that want to, maybe if you don't want to use email, if you want to talk to Richard, he's on social media. He does have an Instagram account, and I know it doesn't allow us to put links in here, but we can get that for you so that you have it. Um, what I would like to do at right now is kind of just give you the floor and talk to the people that are here.
Okay. I'll take any questions you may have. I would also like to invite you to check me out on Facebook. You can find me at Richard F. Consulting. I have a group I go live once a week on, and I answer questions. That group is called The Power of You. You'll probably notice me in the picture there, so you can come into that group. It's free of charge. It doesn't cost anything. You can show up every Wednesday night Eastern Time and get some free advice. But if you do think that my services would be a benefit to you, certainly reach out. We can set up a discovery call with you, see what some of your goals are, and see if it will be a good match. But the message I really want everybody to know is that no matter who you are, no matter what situation you're in, it can, but you have to really want it. You have to do the work. You can't just wish for it. You have to make the work, and you have to do it. Because otherwise you're just going to sit there wishing the rest of your life and nothing is ever going to change.
Does anybody have questions for Richard?
I find that when I get on lives, people ask me all kinds of me all day long, but when I get on a live, everybody gets quiet.
Well, and I think too, a lot of people will think of something and then say, "Oh, now how am I going to ask?" But you guys that come to my streams on a daily basis can always ask me, and I can get those to Richard. While I was listening to, I was thinking about, I used to be a paramedic. So for you, in this kind of line of work, what has been the toughest, I guess, situation you've been up against?
I really sound egotistical, but there's situations that I fix for people. The only time that I really find difficulty is when people refuse to change. They say they want to change, but then they don't actually take the steps to make the change happen. They revel in their negativity, stay in their negativity, than actually achieve their goals. So that's probably the biggest challenge that I face, is people who don't truly want to change. They just complain about it.
We have a question from Ghostbat that says, what is the biggest piece of advice for somebody who is trying to help friends or relatives with depression?
I think living the life that you want on your terms, with passion, you're pursuing your ends, you're looking for what I call, this is my plus one strategy, that no matter what happens to us, I have to find a good thing in it. If I get into a car crash and laying in a hospital, yeah, that sucks, but the plus one is I get the rest I've been needing for years now. So always look for them. And that's what you have to do for your family as well. Don't let them grovel and stay in their negative mindset. Find a way to bring them out. Point to them things that are good in their life, or things that could be good if they make just one teeny tiny little step.
What about the people that you were just talking about that are having problem with change? How do you ask somebody to change? Because for me, I find that hard in certain avenues.
What I always do with my clients is I say, okay, I know where you are right now and how that makes you feel. Crap, I wish something else. And then I say, okay, put yourself a year from now when you've achieved all of these things that you want to achieve, how does that feel to you? Once you bring in people's emotions and they understand, can feel better, they put themselves in that fantasy land for just a little while. They understand what that feels like, and then they start seeking out healing instead of staying where they're at.
And for those that have just come in, this is Richard. Richard is a life coach, motivational speaker, author. If anybody has questions, just type them right in and we will have those answered for you. How do you get rid of guilt that others have placed on you?
Hey, thanks for coming, man. What you have to understand is everybody wants to label us according to their perceptions. It's only when we accept these labels and we allow people to define us, that's when all that guilt comes in. But if you reject people's labels, then it doesn't define you anymore.
Yeah, that's a good question, because that's what
that's a lot done. But again, that's where people like myself come in. I help you to achieve your goals. I help you to understand things, and I keep you on track in your positive mental direction.
What advice would you give for someone that is wanting to broadcast and never knows what to say? That's from Brian.
What I find is that even when I have a stress, I tend to deviate from it anyway, and maybe you can sympathize with me here. When you just start doing whatever it is you do. I've seen people on here video themselves sleeping. So if you have something to say, it's better than sleeping, I guess. So just get on and just start doing it and just talk about what you're passionate about. That'll give you an awful lot of things, I hope.
Yeah, I never understood the sleeping thing.
I haven't either, but some people are into it, so whatever.
Let's see. How do you get rid of the deferments and heavy barrage of lies coded by hypocrisy to an individual?
Wow. Well, again,
after hypocrisy to an individual.
Again, you have to determine what value you place in the other people, especially those people that are saying negative things to you. What do those people bring to your life? We should always seek to just keep our tribe small, and the only people who are allowed in our tribe are nourishing us and lifting us up and helping us to succeed. So these people who are saying negative things to you, they're obviously not bringing your life. Cut them out. Get rid of them.
Absolutely. There's a saying that I've seen, I believe it was on Instagram, not one drop of your self-worth is dependent upon anyone's acceptance of you.
Yeah. Everything we experience in life is a matter of perception and what we choose to accept for ourselves. I could call you all kinds of different things right now, both good and bad. If you choose to accept for yourself, that becomes your truth.
That's a good way to put it, too. Any other questions? Can be anything, because this is a very broad area. It fits in just about every part of your life.
It does, yeah. I improve businesses, I improve individuals, I've helped people overcome depression. Heck, I even helped a few people with autism. Through my training and help, they actually got better, more functional.
Do you believe in not getting mad but getting even in the sense of getting through a situation?
Well, I'm always a positive guy. I do have my bad. The difference myself and other people is that I don't stay there. I don't stay in that mad or depressive state. And the greatest way to gain victory over people who want to talk trash about you is to live your life as fully and beautifully as you possibly can. Let those people get away where they're at. You keep going higher.
I think you would agree that if you're doing that, you're allowing them to define you regardless.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You said
Yeah,
earlier
we talk.
you used to have.
All right, go ahead.
It says, do you think that makes it easier for you to understand the people you're helping?
Oh my God, absolutely. And I think that's why I'm so good at what I do, because I've been homeless. I've been the guy who thought about killing himself. As a matter of fact, I was literally about that far away from actually killing myself about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But something stopped me. So, yeah, I mean, I have the experience. I'm not coming at you with book knowledge. I'm coming at you with hard-won street knowledge. And I've been in the lowest of the low. So I know how that feels when I can to people that else.
And I know when I looked on your Instagram, I believe it was, or no, not Instagram, but Facebook. Um, when he's saying he's been, at all levels of the spectrum he has, what was the absolute lowest point?
Oh, jeez, I don't know. I'd have to say when I was ready to commit suicide, I saw no hope for the future. I felt completely worthless. I'm never going to make anything of myself. And I'm literally an inch away from killing myself. Or box, which if anyone knows anything about today's box, if you touch one, that's it. There's no coming back from that. And I was literally about an inch away from touching it. And it stopped me. And here I am today in my purpose, and I'm helping other people not feel that way. And it's the greatest feeling I've ever had in my life. I've gone from all the way to the bottom to cloud 9, and it's a wonderful thing.
And for the people that are joining us by YouTube, just was notified, this is Richard Baker. He is a life coach, motivational speaker, and an author. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat on YouTube and I'll ask those. Let's see. Is it possible to escape the essence of a dragging a heavy burden of depression, anxiety, trauma, and so on and so forth?
I'm not exactly sure what they're asking there, but again, it all has to do with our mindsets and what we choose to accept for ourselves. It's what we find as our truth that defines us. If we're sitting here worrying about things we did 10 years ago, we can't go back and change it. The only thing we can do is learn from it, grow from it, and move forward.
Amanda asks, what is a strategy you use to deter negativity from your life? And what is your crutch in life that you use?
Deter negativity. Like I said earlier, keep tribe small and keep it only people that are uplifting you or supporting you. As for a crutch, I think will be my crutch. When I'm feeling down or depressed, I tend to put on and lift some weight to get my frustrations out that way. But anytime I find adversity in my life, even if I find myself in a somewhat depressed state and bad about myself, I stop and I think, wait a minute, this is not the way I want to live my life. I find ways to make myself happy again. Whether that may be, I'm sitting here not feeling too great about what's going on in my life. Let's go out and do something that we like. You shift your focus off the negative and put it on positive. You focus on positive, and that's where your energy will go.
How do you, because you can be positive and, not let things bother you, but things are going to bother you. Naturally, you're going to have stresses that come up. And I think that might be the second half of the one question. Like, for me, on my other job, I'm required to go to the range at least once a month. And to me, that's a stress reliever for me. But what would be, like, your stress reliever?
Like I said, probably lifting weights, tunes in my ears. comes to stresses, of course, we're all going to be stressed in our lives. We're never going to live a perfect life with stress. Stress is good because it teaches you about yourself. Mm-hmm. When you find these stresses coming at you, what you then have to do is find a different way to overcome them. If you're constantly beating your head against a wall, doing that, think of a different way to run the wall. Don't think for a minute that I live in the clouds and I think everything's wonderful all the time. For a fact. And in fact, that's why I do what I do, because the world kind of sucks right now, and I really want to make it a better place for everybody. And everybody has the potential to do something great with their lives.
And what in your mind determines when the envelope is pushed too far? When it's something that takes away from my existence, when it's violates in my mind to be my moral compass, put a stop to it. Whoever it is or whatever it is that you find in your life that really, that's when you need to put a stop to it and you need to manage those emotions. Do you find it tiring always helping people, especially when some of those people don't want to change?
It is a little tiring when people don't want to change, but that just makes me work harder at it. And that challenges me, like I just told you, to find a different approach. You can teach Japanese to a monkey, you just have to find a way to relate to them.
And I noticed there's some more people coming in. Guys, this is Richard Baker, motivational speaker, life coach, and author. Where do you want to see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, geez, probably just doing what I'm doing now, just on a larger scale. I want to reach more people than what I am now. As it stands now, my days are kind of by how many hours I go to helping people. And it's mostly one-on-one basis, which I love to do. But I love to show really the whole world needs to know that their potential is limited by themselves.
And I know with everything you said, this might be the same, it might be different. I encounter a lot of people on this platform as well as on Rise that come to me because people are bullying them and they don't know how to handle that.
Well, first of all, you have to understand why people bully other people, and that's because they have a lack of self-esteem. And the reason that people continue to bully you is because you allow them to do it. You don't stand up for yourself. And again, this is something I had as a kid too. Well, and I hate to advocate violence, but when I was growing up and I got bullied, I started swinging back. And pretty soon bullies understood that they can't just bully me anymore. They got that lit for it. And that had to put an end to it. Now, I really hate to advocate violence. I always hope that there's a better way. Sometimes stand up for yourself. Beating it, like stand up for yourself.
Yeah, I think with how everything is now, people run to the internet. Bullying still happens face to face, but I'm seeing a lot of it through the internet, through social media.
Yeah, and that's because a lot of people, they've lost who they are as a society, as individuals. We don't know who we are anymore. So we're trying to find justification for our own crappy feelings by picking on somebody else and making what they're doing important than what we're doing. Which, if you're a happy person, you don't do that to other people. You focus on your justice and you help uplift other people. But,
right.
We've lost who we are. We don't know who we are anymore. That's why we're doing this stuff to each other.
Do you stay in touch with people after you help them and become a main part of their lives?
I do. Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, one of my clients just told me she got promoted in her job because of the ways that I taught her to feel about herself. And, through my mentoring with her, she changed her mindset from this is as good as I could do to now she's getting promoted because she saw what a change she had in her mindset. And, a lot of times my clients can share with me their successes and things that they're doing with their lives now. It's a lot of fun. I love it.
I don't think this is a question. 2 days ago, I was attacked in a brutal way by my own brother, so I swung back and defended myself since I was cornered.
Good for you. Good for you. Again, I hate to advocate violence, but sometimes it just has to come to that. And it's always good to stand up and stand in your own truth, because if you do it for you.
Yes, and thank you to everybody that is fanning up Richard here on this platform. Also, if you've not absolutely fan him up, just click on him and it'll bring up the box. Any other questions? These are actually very good questions. You guys are coming up with a lot of good ones.
And see, this is what I love doing. I like to go on lives like this because it gets people thinking, okay, maybe I'm not real right now. How do I fix this? And work with the people who care enough about themselves to change and get better.
And I can tell you on this platform, there are a lot of people that this is where they get their help, their advice, because they don't have anybody. Some people don't see whoever is taking care of them all day long. They end up going to sleep. Maybe they see them in the morning. So I get a lot of questions. I mean, sometimes I'm up at 3 or 4 in the morning talking to somebody. So I think this is a very good place for you to be.
Yeah, I'm looking at going live on months so far just to try it out. But if I got some folks interested, I'll certainly come on and do some live once in a while. And the more interest I have, the more people I can help. The more I'll come here to help people.
Absolutely. The last thing to ever be on the table is violence. If talking does not work, then walk. If walking does not work, then fight or flight is triggered.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And I've said this 2 or 3 times already. I hate violence. Nobody wins in a fight. That's just the only thing that you can do. I do encourage people to try their way out of things. Once again, once you hit a brick wall, try to find a way around it and pushing through it if you can. Try to make it easy.
And we have a question on YouTube. This is from David. David's asking, how do you bring people up once they are at the point of suicide? How can you turn them around?
It all depends on the individual, really. But you have to, in their life, or help them identify something that's positive. Bare minimum, everybody has the idea at that point that I wish I didn't feel this way. I wish I had some value. What you do is you identify value for them. Also identify a place where they could be that you can help them to get to. And when they see that you're there helping them, you care enough about them to help them, that tend them at least shred of hope that, okay, maybe change is possible. Again, I'm in there.
No, not going to read that one. Do you think it was easier to help yourself change? Or from your experience, would you say it's easier to change and make a positive impact on others' lives?
Oh my God, it's always easier to help other people. I'm sure we can all identify with this. When we're going through something, we're focused on how we feel, not on the facts and circumstances that surround it and how we can change that. I can't take it anymore. at that moment, we're not really thinking about how can we improve, how can we change, what's the goal that we're going to reach after this moment of feeling like crap.
Just got another one from YouTube. It says, with everything happening in the world today, it's hard to not get depressed from what you're seeing on the TV. What do you do when you have been involved with school shootings?
That's why I do.
I think, no. Okay, no, you froze only for me. Okay. A bad trait of this generation, however, is they tend to shy away. This is mainly from the millennial mindset, and people are not vigilant anymore. I think you might have...
Pain.
It's glitching. Let's see. Yeah, here you are frozen on my screen and mobile. Yep. Okay, we'll go ahead and let him refresh. Come back in, and I will pull you back in. As soon as you're back in, just come on to the chat. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have great questions this evening. Definitely Richard is going to be very much utilized here. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions when he comes back in, we'll ask him. And let's see, is he back? Okay, Richard, if you are in the chat, just type something. And if you guys do have questions that can't be answered tonight, like I said, if you have my social media, you can send them and I will get them to Richard. We're going to bring him back in. Always notice this takes such a while to invite. Yes, Kelly. All right. Nope.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Good.
So, any other questions? And yes, if I'm not available, Kelly can also most certainly get the questions to me. Kelly is my assistant, so absolutely reach out to Kelly.
Yeah, and be sure to go to my Facebook group, The Power of You. It's now just go on there, join up. You don't have to say watch my videos, go live. You can ask questions there as well.
So Matthew, you saved lives physically, and Richard, you saved lives by mentally connecting with them. What made you both decide to choose these life paths? I'll let you go first.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, I've been in the military and I've taken lives myself, and I've seen what war and conflict do to people, and I've also seen what internal conflict does to the individual.
Absolutely.
I want to way God at myself, and I want to create that for others, because I find that when people are focused on positive and they're being successful and they're living their purpose, they're not out screwing somebody else over. So I want to create a better world.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter why if it's physical or mentally connecting. Again, for me, 13 years, I loved what I did. You know, it's not always the greatest, though. You see the worst in humanity and what they're capable of. But I think the good outweighs the bad. All right. Well, I am going to thank you so much for being here. And yeah, Kelly wrote in the chat, we would love to have you back. Absolutely. And
that'd be great. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks to everybody who tuned in and asked questions. Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. And guys, also look out for the people that fanned Richard. You'll get his notifications when he is live. So most certainly fan him up, because this is a person that has a great wealth of knowledge. So thank you again.
So, thank you, Matt. I'll chat with you again later.
All right. Thank you. All right. So that was Richard. Let me type his email if you want his email. Type it in the chat here. CHARD. Hold on one second, just to make sure I type it right. Sent. Okay. Okay, Richard F. B. Okay, because I can't put the full thing in. This is the first part. Richard FB Consulting at gmail.com. All right. So next is Adam Thomas Heat. And like I said in the beginning, he's a singer-songwriter, also a partner here. Let me just switch on over. All right, let's welcome Adam.
Hey.
Adam.
How are you doing? What's up?
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for coming in this evening. I know your time changes 5 hours different, so I know it's late.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Good to be here.
So, let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got to where you are.
Okay. Well, I guess I've always, sort of been musical in some sort of ways, or I've always been around music. Because when I was from very little, I used to dance. My mum would take me dancing and stuff. So, I'd be listening to the music, sort of feeling the beat, that sort of thing. So really from, a very young age, I've always been involved in, some sort of music. And then as I kind of went through, primary school, which is, I don't know what that is in, American terms.
I think it's, for here, it's middle school.
Yeah, middle school. But yeah, I was in choirs, we just sing in assemblies, that sort of thing. And I think it was one of my teachers, in the middle school, primary school, who sort of picked me out from the choir and was like, this kid, he's pretty good, So, I guess I kind of thought I was okay, but never really knew. And then I only really started to sort of get what sort of talent I had until, I took a few lessons. My mum made me go for lessons, and eventually just worked on it. And I am still working on it now. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm the best musician that there is. But yeah, it's just sort of like still a work in progress. But yeah, I've been doing it. I've been doing it a while. But I've probably I've been on YouNow for 3 years, so on and off. So I've been singing properly for at least 3 years. So yeah, I've been doing it a fair while.
And you're a partner here.
I am.
When
yeah.
did you become partner?
I became a partner. I think it was in January this year. So
Okay, fairly new.
yeah. Not been too long really. Yeah.
Now, do you have any music that's out?
I have like a couple of songs that I've written on my YouTube, but not like as a full like on iTunes or like on Spotify sort of thing. Just like I've done little releases here and there. So yeah, I am looking to get my EP. Like I've been writing an EP of like 5 or 6 songs, so I am hopefully going to get that out soon. Like it's just taking a little bit longer than I anticipated it to. But yeah, I've been working on that, but nothing major is out yet. Yeah.
And how many songs have you actually written?
How many songs? I'm not sure. Like for the EP, I probably got like 7 or 8, and then just in general, like I don't know how many songs I've written like over the course of my life, but yeah, proper songs like in the past few years, probably like I don't know, 15, 20 songs maybe. It's just like making them to be as good as they can be, and you know, like choosing the right ones to go on what track, and yeah.
And when you're either writing the song or you're actually performing it for any of your music, what is it that you want the people that are listening to it or they're watching you in an audience, what do you want them to take away from it?
I guess it depends on the song really. You know, like what sort of feel I'm going for. So I'm not going to say too much about it, but like I've been writing a song about sort of like just going with it, you know, like not like holding yourself back. So you know, like I'm trying to like get that across to the people who are listening, you know, like I don't know, like in the song it's quite upbeat, you know, it's quite a positive song, like sort of urging people on to do stuff that they never thought they might do. So yeah, I guess it depends on the song really. Like if I was gonna write a sort of ballad, like, I don't know, it sort of depends on the style that you're going for, I guess. What I'm trying to convey, but yeah.
So, as you continue on in this journey of life, is this what you want to do, or there's something else that you want to do?
Yeah, I think so. Like, really, I can't. When I look at my future and like, I try and like picture myself doing something else, like. It just doesn't really feel quite right. You know what I mean? Like I think I have backups that I could do, but I think it will always be something within the music industry. You know, something to do with music, whether that be like teaching music or you know, like giving lessons or you know that sort of thing. Like I always feel like I will have something in like within music to do, but. I don't think I could really imagine myself straying too far from it, because it's really one of the only things I'm good at. So, you know, my thing, I guess.
Yeah, you are very good. If you have not seen his YouTube channel, definitely go and look at it because it's amazing. It really is.
Thank you, man.
Do you have any big events or anything special coming up regarding music?
Well, I kind of had the idea. It's not like on a set date yet, but I had the idea to do sort of like an EP launch whenever that might be. I wanted to like, you know, hire out a venue, like a proper music venue, and then live stream it from that venue, and like get a physical audience in, and then
Right.
have everybody on YouNow as well, sort of thing. So it's like a gig almost. But yeah, like it's just trying to get it all lined up and in the right order, and you know, so it's pretty difficult when you're trying to do everything kind of by yourself, you know. But I think eventually that will be something I want to do for sure.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And when I was going through your YouTube channel, there was one thing that I noticed right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You can play several different instruments.
Yeah.
What can you play? Like, what is all of them?
Okay. So, like, obviously my main thing is singing, and then I can play. Like, when I say I can play, like I can sort of play as much as I need to be able to play, so I can learn something. But yeah, I can play piano, I can play guitar, and ukulele as well. So I guess I could like have a good go at bass as well, because it's very, very similar to guitar. It's just like a few different things that you need to learn, but it's the same principle kind of thing. So yeah.
Out of the instruments you can play, what do you like doing the most?
I would say like I really, really like singing on its own, or singing with like a piano as well. Like just sort of like being me and the piano is really, really good. But yeah, just like I really like having a song and like performing it to an audience, and the audience just sort of like being encaptured in that song kind of thing. So that's something that I really enjoy doing, like trying to get the audience into the song more than they thought they would go into it, I guess, like when they first arrived.
All right.
But yeah.
If anybody has a question for Adam, type it in the chat. Also, for those on YouTube that are watching, you can type it in your chat and get that to him.
Question.
Rate these from best to worst. There you go.
Ooh. Okay. I haven't really listened to much of the Kinks, so I can't comment too much on that. So I guess because I can't really comment on the Kinks, I'll put them last. I don't really know. And then I would probably go The Who, then the Beatles, then the Rolling Stones. I don't know Wings either, but yeah.
So Wings and Kink are on the bottom.
Yeah, that would be my order. I think I like the Beatles, but I think their songs are quite simple compared to, you know, some of the Rolling Stones songs in terms of like complexity, like musicality wise. But I like all of them really. Well, the ones I know anyway. So, yeah.
And what is the one instrument you wish you could play?
I don't know. I wish I could play the violin, really, like, or a string instrument, like with a bow sort of thing. Violin or cello. I think they just sound so nice. Like, you can do so much with them as well. Like, I love the new music that's coming out with, like, you know, like Clean Bandit and like a few other people who are like really using like cello and violins in their music and like making them sort of a popular instrument instead of it just being like a classical instrument that it used to be. They're sort of bringing it more into the modern era, if that makes sense. But yeah. And
I know Amy, I think he answered this. You taught yourself how to play the instruments, or were you taught?
Well, I've had help from people, and like I have looked online for stuff. But yeah, like I had lessons for singing and a few piano lessons, like to start me off. And then I sort of learned like the basics on piano, in the lessons, like where the keys are, like how to play like two hands together sort of thing. And then from that, really, I just kind of taught myself. Like, I taught myself a lot of chords, and just generally everything up to this point that I now know is from like either learning it specifically for piano or just like generally just what I've learned over the time since then. But yeah, I taught myself the majority of piano and the majority of guitar as well. Like, I've never had a guitar lesson, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. As a songwriter, who was a better writer, McCartney or Lennon?
Ooh. These questions. I don't know really. Like, I love Imagine, the song by Lennon. That's probably one of my favorite songs. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I think I probably enjoyed both, but I want to go with Lennon because he wrote one of my favorite songs. Personal preference. Yeah.
You can go with that. It's funny because some of the other people on the platform that sing and that's their content, when they ask me if there's something I wanted to play, that's the one I always pick.
Yeah.
Imagine. All right. Any other questions? Adam's going to perform.
Yeah.
Everybody's clear on YouTube. McCartney was the upbeat chord and loving songs, whereas Lennon was the more edgy feel. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you the platform, and then.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna need to go downstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it on the piano, and I don't have a piano upstairs at home.
I wish I could play. Who was your favorite viewer? Ghostbat? I already see that as a loaded question.
That is a very loaded question. You'll have to excuse the background. I'm at home right now, so there's a lot of stuff out. Alright, let me just set up. So how about you? Do you play any instruments, or?
I sure don't.
You sure don't.
I would want to learn piano if I could, but yeah, where am I going to even get that time?
I mean, it's never too late to start. That's what I always say. There's always time to do something. If you really want to do it, you kind of make time for it.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes like I don't know. I guess it just depends how much you wanna pursue it, really. Because like I remember when I used to have lessons for stuff. Like, I was never really into the lessons because of the things that I was playing, but when I started to teach myself, like, I could learn what I wanted to learn, you know. So it was. I had that self-motivation because I was doing what I wanted to do, I guess. Yeah, so definitely, if you want to get into it, just start off with learning a song that you really like, and then go from there. Like, that's I feel like that's the best way to do it. Yeah. Right. I just sort some stuff out. Cool. Okay. Cool, let's do it.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. got my head spinning. No kidding, I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm your magical mystery ride, and I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Loves your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I'll give you all of me. If you give me all of you, oh, I'll give you all of me. If you give me all of you, oh. There you go.
Wow. Kelly, I told you.
Thank you, guys.
See, I think it's better when you actually are playing the piano.
Yeah.
That was actually like my favorite stuff on your channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think there's such a difference. Like, I think backing tracks are great. Like, sometimes you can sing to a backing track, and if you learn it really well, like the backing track, you can use the backing track, and it's like you've played it anyway. But I think when you play something, even if it's not as good as a backing track might be, in terms of like how musically correct it is, or like, you know, whatever, I think it is definitely such a much better way, because you can use your interpretation of the song. You can sort of do more of what you want with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like it's definitely like a good way to give a certain feel, you know. Yeah, I love playing piano like so much. While I'm singing, probably one of my favorite things to do. And
yeah, you do it great.
thank you.
You need to try out for Magda's Rise the Mic contest. Yeah, right?
What's that?
She's on Rise. She does that on Rise.
Oh really? Yeah. I never heard of that, but I should check it out maybe.
Kelly, what nights is that? No, it's once a week, but I don't know which night. Oh, she does it on here. That's why I missed it the other night. I was waiting on Rise for her.
Ah.
Wednesday at 7:30.
That sounds cool though.
And Magda's a partner as well.
Oh, cool. I'll check her out the next time that she's on. Does she broadcast every day, or is it just like a weekly thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right.
Ghostbat, that's because she's the assistant, so she should know more.
Damn. Did I? You said you wanted three songs or something?
Yeah.
Is that cool? I'll do the next one. Okay. This is like probably one of my favorite songs at the minute. I'm hopefully going to be doing a cover of it for YouTube soon. But yeah. This is Sober by Demi Lovato.
I've got no excuses for all of these goodbyes. Call me when it's over, 'cause I'm dying inside. Wake me up when the shakes are gone and the cold sweat disappears. Call me when it's over, myself is real clear. And I don't know why I do it every time it's on. When I'm alone, sometimes I just wanna cave and I don't wanna fight. I try to. I'm so lonely. Mama, I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore. And Daddy, please forgive me for the drink spilled on the floor. For the ones who never left me, we've been down this road before. I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore. Sorry to my future love, the one who left my bed. I'm making love the way I say you for you inside my head. I'm sorry for the fans I lost, who watch me fall again. I wanna be a role model, but I'm only human. And I don't know why I do it every time it's on. When I'm alone, sometimes I just wanna cave and I don't wanna fight. Trying to just so I'm so alone. Mama, I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore. And Daddy, please forgive me for the drink spilled on the floor. For the ones who never left me, we've been down this road before. I'm so sorry, I'm not sober. Mama, I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore. And Daddy, please forgive me for the drink spilled on the floor. Never left me, I've been down this road before. I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore. Sorry that I'm here again. Promise I'll get help. Wasn't my intention. Sorry to myself.
What is the name of that song?
Sober by Demi Lovato. It's quite a new song, but I really love
that song.
I think it's a beautiful song. Yeah. I only heard it the other day, but it's I just think like I like it so much because it's so real, and like literally every word that is in the song, you can tell like that she feels that, you know. I think.
Well, I think you're the same way though.
Yeah.
When you're playing versus listening to it being played is two different things I've noticed.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Yeah. I think a lot when you're playing something is just like whether you feel good playing it, and then when you listen to it, like I think, you know, it doesn't really matter. You could play notes wrong, like you could sing stuff really badly, like, but if you're in the song and you're feeling the song, like I don't think it really matters. I think a lot of it is more, you know, what the feel of the song is like, more than whether you're actually playing it right, sort of thing. So, you know,
yeah, absolutely, Kelly.
Yeah, I really love this song like a lot. I don't know why it resonates with me so much, but I think because like I've never really been in that sort of situation where I'm like struggling to get off drinking and stuff. But I just think anyone can kind of relate to it, in like whether it's about like whether you've been in that sort of situation with like not being able to stop drinking, or just like being addicted to anything,
Right.
whether that be like a relationship, whether that be like drugs, whatever it is, I think everybody can sort of take their own interpretation of it.
Yeah, it's an amazing song.
It is. Yeah. I love that one.
What do you got next for us?
Last one I have is a Sam Smith song called "Not in That Way," which is like probably I don't know. I don't want to say it's like my favorite song of all time, but it's definitely up there with the greats for me. Again, like I just love heartfelt songs. Really, like you probably noticed that the majority of these, in fact, I think all of them, are very like heartfelt and they're meaningful.
Good, like you're telling a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the beauty of music. I think it can do so much. Like you don't even realize, but it can do things you would never even imagine. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like "Imagine" by John Lennon so much, is because of what it actually means. Like the song was so powerful, especially when it was written, and I think even today, like that song, it resonates with people. It resonates with people.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think it's lost its meaning.
No. I think it will always have its meaning as long as there's war in the world, and conflict. I think it just encapsulates that whole idea so well. It's amazing. Look at the lyrics of "Imagine." It is a socialist utopia. I think it's beautiful. Like honestly, if we could make a world like that, then I think we've done a good job. And
I agree.
People say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. There you go. Yeah. Maybe I can do that. I've not played that in a little while. Yeah, I'm gonna do "Imagine." It makes sense. I'll get the lyrics. But yeah, like when you were like saying, oh yeah, like you need to, if you could pick like 3 or 4 songs, like I'm really bad at picking songs to do. I used to have like a go-to one.
Sing this.
Yeah, I don't know. So everybody who goes to my broadcast sort of knows that I'm really bad at picking songs. But yeah, all right, let's do this one then. It's a beautiful song. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country
Is it hard to do? Nothing to kill or die for. No religion to imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if no greed or hunger. I'm proud of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
There you go. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me on, man. Like,
I swear you guys need to check out his YouTube channel, because there's a lot of music on there. There's a lot of music, which I have listened to every single one, just so you know.
really? Oh wow. It's more than me though. I don't even know if I've listened to all of them. Yeah.
Because I'm really, like, for me, I don't know if this is how everybody else is, but I'm very, very picky on what I listen to. And if it doesn't sound good, I will not listen to it.
Yeah. I really appreciate that. I try and make it the best I can. You know.
Now, when do you, for people that don't know, when do you broadcast?
I broadcast every day. It's usually around 7-8 p.m. I think it's GMT, my time.
Right.
So
That
that's
would be 3 p.m.
yeah, something about that. Yeah.
Actually, yes, you went on today at 3 p.m. I noticed the notification.
Yeah. I try to anyway. Like sometimes it can vary a little bit, but you know, depending on what's going on, I will always try and be live around 7-8 p.m. in between there.
Somebody had a question. I wrote it down. If you could choose, if you were going to collab with an artist, who would that be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think maybe one artist like who I very much look up to. I would probably want to collab with like John Mayer if I could choose somebody to collab with. Because I just think his knowledge of like his guitar, and like just the way that he writes his songs. I think is such an incredible thing. Like I listen to some of his songs, and I'm just like, that's insane. Like I don't understand how you could even begin to play that, you know. So yeah, like I think if I could write a song with John Mayer and it was anywhere even close to some of the stuff that he's already written, that would be incredible to do. But yeah, I think John Mayer is the one for me. Yeah.
Let's see. There was one on here. Hold on.
I do have a new schedule. Yes.
You have a new schedule.
It is generally based around 7-8 p.m. each day. I broadcast twice on the weekends, but it's not like a set in stone time when I broadcast on those days. So.
Yeah, you on different times I've noticed, but it's usually in almost the same area.
Yeah. I try and switch it up sometimes, you know, like because different times of the day there's different people on, and you know you meet some new people as well as keeping some old people coming into. So.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Now there was my assistant put in here. She said that if you don't mind, she wants to send your information to Magda.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I need to check Magda out. I feel like I've heard of her before, but I may have.
I think you would recognize her.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'll check YouNow after this.
A wonderful person.
Oh, cool. I'll have a look. All right.
How long do you broadcast for?
Roughly around an hour. Each day. Sometimes it's a little bit less. Sometimes it's a little bit more. It just depends on what I'm doing. Or sometimes I have a bit of a sore throat. Or some days I'm feeling particularly good, so I'll just like a bit extra, you know. But yeah.
Awesome.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, Brian said it's usually 1 till 4 Central. Keeps his eye on the notification. So yeah. Always usually around that.
You're on the Eastern time, like I am. It's around 3, somewhere in there.
Right. Yeah. Because for me, that time frame is around 6 till 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, around then is generally the time I'll be live.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
No worries, man.
Ghostbat, my assistant will keep all contact information, and yeah, well, absolutely, he's always welcome back.
It's good to be here, man. Good to be here. It's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, fan him up if you've not fanned him up, and get those notifications so you'll know when he's live. But thank you again for being here. You are welcome back anytime, and you already know you'll see me in your chat. So
cool. All right, man. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks again.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, what did it do? All right.